Hello everyone, it is Carrie and welcome to another video because I'm assuming this is going to be the first video that is going to be kicking off this new vlog. So it is Tuesday, but I have been getting a ton of stuff done and I thought to start this vlog, we would just review some of my outrageous ideas of numbers that I'm going to be making. So if you didn't know, I recently got accepted into my first ever store. It's kind of one of those situations where like a lot of people can come in and sell. I'm not 100% certain if you actually have to be like fully a maker. I think some people will set up like little spaces for like clothes, all this type of stuff. And although I have not sold anything, it has been a couple days. I'm not really expecting it to be like anything like on market. I think seeing the difference between market and store is going to be very interesting for me. I am currently on the books to open a second store in, I believe, July-ish, August, and with markets every single month. I am trying to the best of my ability to really work hard every single day and create as much stock as possible because I may be potentially spreading it out between 3 locations, markets, 2 shops, and as time passes and the months pass, we are going to, of course, be getting closer to Christmas. So I am definitely working very hard, and as you can tell, the compression sleeves are on and they have been staying on. Honestly, I think the compression sleeves definitely seem to be helping my forearm muscles out a lot because they kind of start feeling like they're on fire when I start crocheting a little too much. The finger situation definitely is something that I still need to like try and figure out. I'm thinking maybe if I get some like arthritis cream and rub it in, as long as it doesn't have a scent, and try that just because they get a little achy towards the end of the day. Today alone I have already crocheted close to 15 items and it is 8:16, so probably I will get 2 more things done. I'm gonna try and get 2 more mushrooms done. They're the little pop-up mushrooms. I have 2 of them already done. I'm planning to make a couple more, but let's go over this list very quickly. And this is not all the items. These are just a few of the small items that I looked at my list really quickly and was like, okay, let me write this down. So starting off, I want to try and make 6 penguins. I thought penguins weren't going to be very popular, but they are still popular even after Christmas. So the last couple markets I've been to, I've brought like 2 to 3 penguins and they sold out each time. So I'm definitely aiming 6 at least. I definitely want to have 2 before my next market in, not this weekend, the following weekend. I'm gonna make 5 of my pop-up mushrooms like you guys just saw, so that way I'm back up to my 10 number. Same thing with the chunky bees, 5 more to get back up to 10. I'm planning on making 10 possums. I have 5 in my box right now, but I will probably continue with 10 more and try and hit 15 just because they are pretty good sellers and they're one of my cheaper items, so they do consistently do all right. I'm gonna make 3 dogs, hopefully. It might just end up being 1 or 2. Baby stingrays, I'm shooting for 10. Whales, I have all random numbers because I was trying to make them up and I actually am almost done with my whales. I just have to make 5 more of the royal blue whales, but between yesterday and today I made 6 pink, 4 purple, 5 light blue. I'm gonna make 6 purple and 5 pink axolotls and then decide on a blue color. I don't think I need as many varieties of blues and greens as they currently have, so I definitely want to downscale that. For the loaf cats, I'm going for 2 orange, 3 black and white, 3 gray, 3 gray and white, 3 mustard and white. Don't think I'm gonna be getting all of these loaf cat colors done, but I at least want 1 or 2 of every single color. Squids are something I definitely want to have, but not necessarily as big of a priority. I have 2 squids left over from my previous market, so it doesn't necessarily have to get done before the next weekend, but it's something that I do want to do for future. So I have 3 light blue, 2 purple, 2 green, and 3 blue. Jellyfish, 2 purple, 2 teal, 2 light blue, 2 pink, and the jellyfish I just made recently went to the store, so I am at least gonna do 1 or 2 more jellyfish. I don't think I'm gonna prioritize hitting the complete number just because the jellyfish can be very hit or miss for me. I need to make 3 lavender mini cows. The lavender mini cows are my best selling mini cows, So I need to make 3, 2 going to the market and 1 staying to go to the store. I also need to finish up my flower crown cow that will be probably going to the market and just stay with me going to the market, and then I'll make one for the store. Leggy frogs, I don't have to do this. This is not necessarily a priority for the next market, but it is something that I'm going to have to indefinitely, at some point, end up restocking. So I have 5 green, 5 teal. Dinosaurs, same thing. I have like 5 dinosaurs left over, but I would like to remake some of the colors that sold at my previous market. So I've got like pinks, blue, and yellow, all that type stuff. Seal, I want to make 1, but at the same time, I'm going to try and find a different seal pattern potentially that maybe is a little bit easier. Baby tigers, I'm gonna make 2. And then my baby bunnies, ideally I want to have a restock of my baby bunnies, which would be pink, purple, coral. But realistically, I think I might just get 1 done before the market. If I could get 2, that would be great. And then I probably would have 2 of each of these colors in the ideal world, but I am really uncertain. So far, as of now, that is what I have on my list of things that I am hoping to make by next weekend. It could be realistic, it could be unrealistic. I think really with this market coming up, I do have some leftover big items. You can kind of see some of the boxes, but my boxes definitely feel very empty to me because I am used to bringing like 7 full boxes of plushies. I'm not hitting that this market. There's no way I'm hitting it this market. So I'm just trying to like focus on like, I've still got some big items left over, bulking up the small stuff, hopefully building that up a little bit more and replenishing it again. And then the next market, which is in July, then I can really start to focus on like cranking out large items. But that's what I have. I'm gonna start crocheting. We're gonna see how many little mushrooms we can get done tonight. I think 2, maybe 1. It depends on how bad my hands are feeling, but I'll see ya. So hello everyone, it is me from a little bit more in the future. And yeah, the funny thing is when I do these vlogs that are like crochet with me style, I feel like I never get a lot of videos of me crocheting. It's usually just me like rambling on for 30 minutes. The funniest thing is this past week I actually got a lot of videos of me crocheting, but not a lot of videos of me talking. This is a little bit more in the future. Coming back because as I'm editing this video, I was like, uncharacteristically, I shut up for once. Like, usually I'm like, oh my gosh, when I'm editing, but this past week I didn't talk enough. I wanted to come on here and basically I'm gonna do a very brief, just going over what I have essentially kind of sold with the store. I think this would be a good time to kind of have this because one of the things I wanted to do with the store was to document how things are going, income, money, like also figuring out, is it really worth it? Because I feel like that's something that I'm gonna have to decide through this journey. Like, is it worth paying the money to have your items in the store? Is it worth, you know, upcharging more money to cover the commissions and like the credit card fees if a store does a credit card fee? Is it worth, you know, putting the money into, like in my case, having to buy things, set up things? And none of the stores that I am going to be in are necessarily close to like a 30 to 45 minute drive for me. It really just depends on traffic. So like that's for me typically going to take up a day of, you know, maybe not being able to ride my horse or something. So this whole thing I want to try and document and give my thoughts and opinions on and tell you guys, like, is it worth it? Is it not worth it? All that type of stuff. The portal that is, I guess, pretty common for everyone to use is what I'm gonna look at right now. It took what I would consider like a solid week for me to get my first sales. It might have actually been longer. I really can't remember. I just remember it took a while, and sadly, I don't know why my program's not showing me the exact date and I really can't figure it out how to get it up right now. But it did take like a week or maybe a little bit longer for me to have my first sales. And I'll be honest, I was really like scared because I was like, oh my God, is anything like actually gonna sell? Like, did I just sign up to basically be putting out money and not ever make any money to even just cover like the cost of leasing a space? So my first sales were actually shockingly my sunflower turtle that I have had for so stinking long, like months. And I'm not gonna lie, whenever I have a plushie that I created a long time ago, I'm always just like, oh my God. So I just jokingly, you know, had put some stuff out that was like old stock just to see if it would move. And I've been shocked because like some of my old stock has actually moved from being at the store and it never got touched at market. So it's just like crazy to see the difference, I guess, between like markets and stores. I don't know if it's because of the fact that, like, you know, basically every single market I go to, I am not the only crochet person. The running theme seems to be like 2 to 4 other crochet people. So I don't know if the difference is if someone's going to a store. The reality of there being a ton of crochet people is just not that much. I think like between me, I think there's another crochet person in this store, but they focus a lot more like on towels and like dish towels and stuff. So we just don't really do the same stuff. So I don't know if the fact that there's just not all these other crochet people with like similar items, if that helps with selling some of these items, just because I have hardly ever sold some of the items that sold so far. And I'm saying this like I sold a lot, but I have not sold that much. First things I sold was a sunflower turtle and then one of my little pop-up mushrooms. And after that, same thing. It must have been like 5 days before I sold anything else. And I was having another freak out because I was like, my rent was due on the 1st per the norm. And my rent for the spot that I have is $67 because it's just a nice little small spot and everything. Then I was kind of like, okay, well, I'm not gonna get paid back anything. I think this store in particular pays back on the 8th, I believe. I'm honestly blanking off the top of my head right now. But I knew I wasn't gonna be making like anything from the previous month because what I had sold didn't even like cover the cost of the lease for that month. So I knew I wasn't gonna be getting anything. first came around, I was like, okay, I'm really hoping that like this month, it's a new month, I'm gonna be here for a full month. I'm just gonna like keep my fingers crossed and really hope that I sell some things to cover the rent. And I can say that it is June 8th. So that's what I'm saying. I'm a little bit behind on recording the outro and ending, but I can say that at least now I have officially covered my rent for the month. So basically onward for the remainder of June, everything that I make will be considered profit, which is like, ah, so nice. But I'm gonna tell you guys what I sold. So on the first, I sold a rooster, which is what I normally bring to markets, but I will say I have to upcharge, and I can tell you guys the difference between the upcharge. I've gotten the upcharge pretty good to figure out where I'm still making like my base amount that I would at a market, but just adding on top of the fees. So like, say for instance, like the rooster, any of my $18 items, I mark up to $21 because of the fact that the commission is like, you know, on a $21 item, it would be like $2.10 because it's pretty much common for a 10% commission. And then there's also typically a credit card fee. And so that's like 90 cents. So I'm still making my 18 and then just upcharging to cover the fees that I of course have to pay. And so I sold a rooster on the first for $21. By the time the fees were taken out, I got 18. A couple days passed. The 4th came around and that was like my big day, I guess you could say. And I almost paid off like my rent for the month, which is great by the time the day rolled around. But I sold a possum, which I typically sell my possums for $12. At this place, I sold it for $14. Still got 12 at the end. I sold a mini hippo and I typically am gonna sell them at markets for 12, so 14 at the store. Still got my 12 back. I sold a mallard duck that day, so 21. I got my 18 and that was kind of like that for that day, which that's the most transactions I've had in one day, being 3. I was like so excited. I think I was on my horse actually when I was riding and I like had refreshed my phone and I like called my mom, was like, oh my god, you won't believe this. And then the 7th was the day that I had my next purchase, and this was actually the purchase that like officially put me over the rent amount. So I sold a mini little mushroom, and this is the same thing. I've had these mini mushrooms for like since I started crocheting almost. I have made a lot of them, and the problem is I do them acrylic yarn. Everyone does this mushroom pattern. I just have absolutely no desire to make them anymore. So I'm just trying to get rid of stock and everything. And I put them there just to like fill things, never expecting somebody to buy them. So I ended up selling one of my mini mushroom men, and I had listed it at $11.50 just because like I didn't really know what to sell for. And so I got $9.85 back, but this officially put me like, I think it was like $2 over my rent or something. But I was so excited just because of the fact that means like literally everything afterwards is going to be some type of profit. I'm not going to be, you know, worrying about trying to pay rent for the month. So I was so excited for that. And then coming around to today, I sold a pink whale and I have them at 14 because I normally sell for 12. So I got my 12 back. So moving forward into this month, I'm having a whopping total of $14.85 as my profit so far. It's definitely interesting to see like the different things that sell, because some of these items I know sell like fairly well. Like I know my ducks, my possums, roosters, all those things sell at markets. But some of the other things that I've sold, like the mini mushroom man, or like the whales, or the sunflower turtles, or even the pop-up mushrooms, those aren't necessarily things that sell necessarily well. Like I'll get an occasional sale at a market on those things, but I've never sold like a sunflower turtle before, except I think maybe once. It's just very interesting to see the difference of all of it. I will of course continue to update you guys like as the month goes on and everything, and we'll see how things progress. And I'm gonna be eagerly looking forward to also opening up my second store. Really, I'm just waiting for the place to just contact me back so I can have like an official date to move in. And I will of course be recording that, all that type of stuff for you guys as well, and continuing with managing this and managing the barn and managing my small business and all that fun stuff. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was definitely a lot more relaxed and chill opposed to the previous crochet with me video, because that one was like an hour long. This one's a little bit sweeter. But the next video that you guys can expect to see will either be the market overview, or it will be the crochet with me vlog for that market. So you guys can expect to see that. And then as well, this month, June, is officially the month that I celebrate my 1-year anniversary of crocheting. So I asked everyone on Instagram and everyone said they wanted to have like a year overview video. So I'm gonna make a year overview video where basically I'm gonna be showing you guys old plushies that I made, or showing you like the content that I have on my phone from when I first started crocheting, and we can basically laugh at myself for who knows how long the video is going to be, but we'll have a good time, we'll laugh at myself, and we'll just like share a few little jokes and have a good time, like I said. So you guys can expect all those videos coming out soon. And I also want to say I'm so close to 2,000 subscribers. I assume that by the time this video releases, I will probably be at 2,000 because I'm at like 1,999. So I just also want to come out here and say thank you guys so much. Just like, I talk about this all the time. The support that I get is absolutely insane, and I try my very, very best to get back to everyone. YouTube, I'm actually a lot slower with replying than like Instagram, but if you guys follow me on Instagram, if you ever message me, like I am always down to talk to people, always down to give my insights. I am an open book, really. I'm not saying I know everything, but I am just like, I want to give you guys all of the knowledge that I have acquired and just let you guys know that I'm so thankful for all of your support. I could say it 1,000 times and I will say it like 10,000 times more. Just thank you guys so much. But I am gonna start editing this video and I will see you guys in whatever ends up coming next. I don't know what video it will be because I haven't recorded that far, but I'll see you in whatever it is. So I hope you guys have an amazing rest of the day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!